pretty well known that the cost to buy a house in a lot of major cities is insanely high. It's led to a lack of affordable housing for both renters and buyers. In LA, there's simply not enough units. In response to this, LA has passed laws making it easier to build a backyard home. This has started a trend of a different style of homes to be built called prefabs. Prefab stands for prefabricated, meaning primarily built in a factory. Prefabs today look ultra modern, and I've become sort of fascinated by how beautifully designed so many of them are. But can a home that's built in a factory really feel like a home? Today we're gonna take a look inside one located in LA to see. In my experience talking to people about this, not a lot of people even know what prefab houses are. It's as if it's this crazy new concept, when in fact, Sears, yes, Sears, like bankrupt Sears, was basically doing this back in the early 1900s. So Sears had this catalog of mail order homes. They're $1,000 to $5,000, and they sold over 70,000 of them. There are some of these houses still standing today.
We're the Burks,
and our house came from a Sears catalog.
So it's not really a new concept, it's just never really become mainstream. But prefabs have come a long way from these mail order houses. These days, they look super modern and luxurious. So I found someone that lives in one of these in LA and went to go check it out. This is Alexis, and he lives in this 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom prefab. He's actually the founder of the company that built this prefab, so he really knows this thing inside and out. There are prefabs the size of normal houses, but we'll have to save that for a later video or something because I can't really go tour any right now. So now let's take a tour of this home. It's 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and only a little over 400 square feet. So this is truly a backyard unit, really suitable for 1, maybe 2 people.
Yeah, so this is the first one that we've actually delivered that has a kitchen and bathroom and is like a full living unit. So it's in a backyard. So it's a backyard home, but it has everything that you need in a home. So this is the kitchen here. We have Sub-Zero and Wolf appliances. So these are the appliances. This is actually an induction cooktop. You put a pot on and it heats the pot directly, not the surface. So I can actually show you how that works.
The kitchen really blends in seamlessly to the rest of this living space. I love the modern design of it. It felt simple and clean, and it didn't feel like it took up that much room. The style of this kitchen felt very Scandinavian inspired. Really everything had a purpose and a place in this kitchen. It's truly a minimalist's dream.
So you might be wondering, where's the fridge,
yes.
Right? And so we have, this is actually the fridge.
That's great. I didn't even notice it at all. That's so cool.
Yeah, and so it's a built-in fridge. By integrating all of the appliances and making it built-in and kind of suit the design, it makes it kind of blend away and it feels bigger.
Just a few steps away from the kitchen is the living area, and even though it's a small space, the floor-to-ceiling windows really give it a feeling that it's much bigger.
We've really focused on details like our floor-to-ceiling windows, where the glass goes right to the bottom and right to the top.
Yeah.
And that brings a lot of light in and makes a small space feel big. So this is the office nook work area. It has a small slit window here to bring a lot of light in, especially around like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. There's a lot of light that comes in through here. And then big thing with small spaces, like you need a lot of storage, right? But you don't have a lot of space for storage. And so what we have is built-in cabinets that are really deep and you can fit a lot into them. So here's the bedroom.
Massive door.
Big door, floor to ceiling. So it feels big. So this is bamboo. We really like bamboo actually. So a lot of the cabinets, a lot of the drawers is bamboo. And the reason we like bamboo is it's incredibly durable. It's actually harder than most hardwoods. Oh. And it's also a weed, which means that it grows incredibly fast and is really sustainable.
It also feels very like light and bright. Like it definitely matches like the design, I think.
So the windows don't have frames that are visible. The frames are kind of embedded into the wall, embedded into the floor. So the wall goes right here and then the glass starts right away.
Yeah, that's such a little thing that I wouldn't even think about, but you feel the difference.
Yeah.
Like it feels modern. It feels like we're outside almost.
Yes. Yeah, so this goes outside. So this is a second exit.
Oh wow, you could even just leave this open.
You could.
On a nice day.
Yeah.
Just brings in a lot of light.
So this is more of the built-in storage. This one has cabinets on the top and then drawers on the bottom. And you can store clothes, things. So this is also bamboo on the inside, but it's all soft close hardware, right? So even if you slam it shut, it just goes in slowly. One of the things that we do in all covers is we have a floor-to-ceiling window actually in each bathroom, except this one's frosted. So it brings a ton of light in, especially in the morning, because this one's facing east. It's a wood floor shower. Like it feels almost like you're showering on an outdoor deck. It feels really nice. So all our toilets are hung from the wall. It makes it really clean, modern, and actually really easy to clean underneath as well.
Okay, so that's basically a tour of the prefab. Now let's talk about the cost. I think the general expectation is that prefabs are less expensive, and a lot of them are. This particular one had such high-end appliances and finishes that it really wasn't cheaper than a regular house. It's sort of like a Tesla, super modern and a good value for what you're getting, but at the end of the day, it's still more expensive than the traditional car. The owners of this prefab built it in their backyard, so we're not factoring in the cost of land, but we are factoring in all the other various expenses.
So what does go into it, right, is bringing the electricity, the plumbing from the main house to the backyard house. And then also there's building the foundation. We do all of that. And for this one, that was $193,000. And that includes the demolition of the garage that was previously here. For like a backyard home, they go from $150,000 to $300,000. And the $300,000 range is like a 2-bedroom unit, much bigger.
One thing to keep in mind is this is just one prefab company in style, and these ones are definitely geared more towards backyard homes, not really a replacement for a home for a family of 5. This is also the first and probably one of the smaller units this company has made. Here's a look at a 2-bedroom one they have in Joshua Tree that is stunning. Not everyone's style, I know, but I think it looks really cool and modern. When you think about it, the way that houses are traditionally constructed is pretty inefficient. With a traditional house, they bring everything to the site and build it there. It takes longer, requires more people, results in more waste and higher costs. A lot of people compare it to the way that cars are built. If you didn't have a factory, cars would be built basically by taking all the pieces to the site, building it there. It would take a lot more people, more time, more materials. Instead, cars are built in factories on a production line, allowing them to be built much faster and at a lower cost than if you had to go around and individually assemble each one at someone's house. So prefabs take that same idea of using a production line to be more efficient with both time and materials.
With conventional construction, you'll see dumpsters outside of the home during the whole construction process. You're going out over like a dumpster every week or two.
Prefabs generate a lot less waste, and all the walls are made in the factory and then later assembled into place at the site. This allows for them to be built much faster than traditional homes, which can take 3 to 6 months, and honestly I feel like a lot of times it's delayed even more than that, while a prefab is 8 to 10 weeks in the factory and then 4 to 6 weeks at the site.
This one we actually assembled in 8 days on site. Most of them actually take longer because those were 8 really long days.
When I first came across prefabs, I thought they were really cheap homes because a lot of these home kits advertise them as like a $50,000 home. Seriously, look on Amazon and you'll see house kits between $20,000 and $60,000, which sounds super cheap for a home. But if you look at the reviews of these, you'll see they don't come with insulation, windows, electrical wiring. It's basically just the wood to build the house. $60,000 for a log cabin. So this one is a little over $1,000. I mean, it's on Alibaba, so it's probably actually just a tool shed. So this one is about $75,000 total. It's not an eBay listing. This is like a real prefab house company. It's really cool looking. It's a cabin, 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms for $70,000. Like, that sounds pretty good. But these really enticing prices don't include really the bulk of the cost, which is the land, the cost for someone to assemble the kit, getting utilities hooked up, permits. Permits can be like $20,000. It's as if you went to go build a traditional home and they just quoted you for the cost of the walls and nothing else. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So here I'm really just talking about the random house kits on Amazon. The one that Cover makes includes literally everything except the land. Now, after learning a little bit more about them, I think prefabs range in quality and price just as much as normal houses do. There are prefab companies out there that make a nice quality product that's cheaper than a traditional house. I was initially going to tour one of those too, but I didn't get around to that before social distancing, so now I can't, but I had this footage from like February. As for does it feel like a home? It actually did feel, it felt like a modern, nice home. I think the one thing that felt not as much like a home was the panels in the walls. Some prefab companies do this, some don't. Some look even more like a traditional home where you wouldn't know it was a prefab or modular home unless somebody told you. The house definitely felt different than this house that I'm in now. The floor to ceiling windows made it feel really, really nice though. I feel like this is maybe the future of housing because it's more efficient, it can be more cost effective, it's more sustainable. Who knows, maybe there's just gonna be a ton of prefab homes popping up everywhere. I really don't know. It definitely felt like a home of the future when I was inside it. Like it felt kind of like those houses that you see on Black Mirror. I really want to know what you guys thought of this house. Comment down below. Would you live in one? I feel like this would be the coolest like vacation house cabin situation. I could totally see that. Let me know if you want to see more videos about kind of like alternative living styles. And that is it for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.